Now we have Rishabh, Rujila, and Shlok from Team 12.
Okay, just a second. I'm just sharing my screen.
Yes. Take your time.
So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay. So our idea is titled Underground Safety Facilities, or in short, USFs. So our idea, like first, I just want to clarify. So like, since mining is like a big topic, when we're talking about mining, there's like surface mining and then underground mining, which surface mining is usually less than 200 feet underground. So we came up with like kind of two solutions. So like for surface mining, it's a lot more easier to handle because you can easily cover with soil and place trees or use it for farming. But our idea focuses more on underground farming, which underground mining, which is a lot more deeper. So our idea is basically we should use the old mines as underground facilities in case of extreme weather events like hurricanes and heat waves. And basically, these facilities could have enough space to accommodate people living in the nearby locations, and it can save many lives from being caused at the hands of natural disasters. So why we should do it in the first place is because climate change, like is being discussed, like is causing lots of drastic problems, and we've already started noticing some of them, like heat waves and extreme flooding. And since we're already seeing those signs, it's becoming more difficult to manage these disasters because they're becoming more extreme, and that leads to more lives being caused. So while discussions and debates, those are really important in learning how to stop climate change, like I think we have to focus on mitigating climate change and learning to adapt to our current situation so that we can also prevent lives from being lost right now. And that's why we think this is a great solution because it can help um, people when during disaster situations in a lot more easier way than how it's being currently done. And depending on mining, like where the mines are located, um, some mines have cooler air temperatures than the surface. So during heat waves, it can really help protect people from the extreme heat conditions that they might face at the surfaces. And hurricanes and floods and storms, they can also be avoided because we could construct to seal the mining facilities in a way that the flooding does not affect the people who go there for safety. And construction is also a much more simpler task because majority of the mines are already built. So what we really just need to do is making sure that they're more secured by renovating them and making sure they're strong enough and building more tunnels if necessary based on the population. And this also reduces stress on materials which are needed to build new facilities, and that can reduce impacts on resource management.
So, how can we do it, and what kind of facilities would be present? Transportation already exists in mines, as we know, especially underground mines, since they're thousands of feet underground. So, getting resources and materials to and from these bunkers, or USFs as we call them, would be very easy because of these existing elevators and shafts. Also, several bunkers could be built through one entrance. So, we could have like a mini society or like a mini city, sort of. So typically, bunkers will have living quarters, food storage areas, dumps, data storage areas, etc. These bunkers can function just like above ground living areas or houses, basically. They come with water pumps providing clean water and also ventilation, like air filter, so that we don't breathe in uh, bad air, I guess. So fans are used to pull air through a nuclear, chemical, and biological filter system. So this kind of system has been used in the World War II. So it's completely safe, and we already have like the science theory, whatever, behind it. A plus point is that these filters can also protect you from radioactive debris. For larger mines, as I said earlier, we could build a city of bunkers. just like a normal city with different facilities and institutions like hospitals, schools, possibly even universities, except it would all be underground. So a typical bunker costs, or a USF, costs anywhere from 30,000 US dollars to more than $1 million, depending on the number of people it can house and like the type of facilities that it has. And obviously, they have more functions as the price range goes higher. So, for example, a 40,000 bunker can house 3 people with a bathroom, a food storage area or a kitchen, bedrooms, etc., while a $75,000 bunker could house possibly 5 people and have a separate room to grow plants with a separate customizable ventilation system that can be controlled by the owners. If the price range increases ever so slightly to above 100,000, we could even be seeing all of these things along with guest rooms, a private gym, theaters, etc. So we would be entertained and safe from an apocalypse.
Guys, you have 30 seconds left.
And the risks and certain issues of doing so. So abandoned mines can create a number of health problems and environmental threats because of the accumulation of hazards and explosive gases due to the lack of air circulation in the air galleries, as well as they also contain unstable structures that can create unsafe conditions in the area that can lead to many accidents. So there are chances of it collapsing because of the unstable structures, and this could be even during and even after the construction. Even with some renovation, there still are chances of it happening. And then annually, they would need to get their items uncontaminated and may need to rebuild some structures just in case there were contaminations. So they would need to be cleared. This is going to be expensive. Even though this is an important and necessary process, it would still need to cost a lot of money while being repeated for years.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Now the judges, you guys, if you have any comments or any feedback, you can feel free to go ahead.
Does Dr. Ash want to go first? If he's here.
I'm having a little trouble with audio. I'm not sure if it's working right now.
We can hear you, Dr. Ash.
Okay. So first off, let me congratulate you guys. And I find it really stunning that in a matter of like minutes, you guys can turn out such mind-blowing stuff. I just wondered what. Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay. I think he's dropped out of the call. Komal, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Please go ahead, Priyanka. I think Dr. Ash is back, but yeah.
He's back? Okay. Yeah, then he can continue.
He's again dropped out of the call. You can go ahead, Priyanka.
Okay. So yeah, I think this is a great presentation. Congratulations. It's a very interesting idea. Again, very similar question that I think I'd asked one of the teams before was what would be the use of the bunkers if, say, there's no disaster, or would they just be there? That was one. And you all also talked about the cost of setting up these bunkers. So have you all also considered the cost of, say, restoration, decontamination, and all of that? Is that something you researched as well? Just these two questions. Otherwise, great research done. And I'm happy you'll address the challenges as well. It's good that you've also explored that area. So congratulations.
Thank you. For the first question, I can say that, I mean, these are going to be fully functioning houses, basically, because they're going to be underground. So people could live in them just like people would live above ground. So it's not like we would only be using them during an apocalypse or like a very extreme natural disaster. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there is that question: would people want to live underground? But it's a very interesting idea, I feel like. I would personally live underground. It sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah. In the second question, could you repeat the second question? Sorry.
You talked about the cost of setting up these bunkers. So did you also research into the cost of restoration and decontamination of an area like an abandoned coal mine? Because you know the kind of hazard it comes with. So was that also something that you explored?
For now, we only considered about the building costs of the USFs. We didn't really do a lot of research in the background of what the mine is going to be like, because every mine is in a different condition. Some were dug newly and then others were a lot older. And so that really depends on the mine itself. So like we didn't really go deep into that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, Team 12.